Γεια σας, καλημέρα. Με λένε Στάλο. Today, in class number 6, we will concentrate on two letters of the Greek alphabet that many students of Greek have difficulty pronouncing. And then we will talk a little bit about personal pronouns. Ready? Πάμε! The two letters are gamma and delta. Gamma and delta. Delta is the easier of the two, so I will start with that. Delta, uppercase and lowercase. It sounds like TH in this. So it's a the sound. It sounds like TH in this. So, δω, δα, δε, δι. We have the word δύο. Δύο. It means two. Or the word εδώ. 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 It means here. The word δέκα. 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 It means 10. There is a tendency among students of Greek to pronounce delta like a D, but it's not a D sound, it's a the sound, like this, TH in this. The problem, which adds to the confusion with the pronunciation of the letter delta, is that in English, words that come from Greek and have a delta are spelled with a D. For example, decade. Or democracy. The name Daphne. Pandemic. Even the letter itself, Delta, as in Delta Airlines or the Delta of a river. The D that you see in every word here, D, is a delta in Greek. In English, it's pronounced D, and that's fine. But remember that in Greek, it's a delta and is pronounced the, like in this. And that's the correct way to pronounce it. Now, going on to gamma. Before going on to gamma, I would like to say that if you find my videos helpful, a subscribe to my channel would mean a lot to me. It's absolutely free and it helps make my video known to more people. All you have to do is push the subscribe button below. Ευχαριστώ. So, gamma, uppercase and lowercase. Gamma is a little bit more complicated. It's one of the three palatal consonants in the Greek alphabet. Remember, we talked about palatal consonants during the live review. So the three palatal consonants in the Greek language are kappa, gamma, and he. Kappa, gamma, and he. We have already learned kappa and he. Palatal consonants, as we've mentioned before, are produced by the tongue on the palate, the roof of your mouth, and they make two different sounds depending on what follows. Usually the sounds are just slightly different, but gamma is tricky. It makes two completely different sounds. One sound is like W in wait or woman. So sometimes gamma sounds g like woman or wait. So we would have ga, ga, or go, go. Gala, gala. It means milk. Gala, παγωτό, παγωτό. It means ice cream. Παγωτό, παγωτό. Λίγο, λίγο. It means a little bit. Λίγο, λίγο. That's a nice word to know. So when someone asks you, do you speak Greek? You can say λίγο, λίγο. Just like delta before, students of Greek tend to pronounce gamma like a G, like a G sound. But it's not a G sound, it's a G sound, as in woman or wait. Here too, what adds to the confusion about the pronunciation of gamma is that in English, words that come from Greek and have a gamma are spelled with a G. Galaxy or agony or agoraphobia. So galaxy, agony, agoraphobia, or even the letter gamma, gamma, as in gamma rays. So the G that you see in all these words is a gamma in Greek. So G here, G, G, and G. And in English it's pronounced G, G, and that's fine. But remember that in Greek it's a gamma and it's pronounced like a W in weight or woman. And that's the correct way to pronounce it when you speak Greek. Now look what happens when after the gamma there is an E or an E sound. So let's say we have gamma E, ye, or gamma I, yi, ye, yi. It sounds like a Y in yes. So the word ayelada means cow. Ayelada or pallida. Pallida. Pallida means trap. Γυναίκα. Γυναίκα means woman. The change always has to do with these two vowels or sounds, E and I. In other languages too. For example, in English, C sounds like a K. Let me erase these things here, we don't need them. So C is pronounced like a K. Car or comb, except when it's followed by an I or an E. City, it's followed by an I. Or scent, it's followed by an E. Or let's take G. It makes a G sound. Gate. Gate, go, except when it's followed by an I or an E. Giant. Gentle. We see such difference in pronunciation before I and E in French, Italian, Spanish, and other languages. It's always with these two vowels. It may take a little bit of practice to get the pronunciation of gamma and delta right, but you can do it. Just keep practicing. We will finish today's class with a quick look at the personal pronouns. We've learned that in Greek, we don't need a personal pronoun before a verb because the ending of the verb tells us if it's I or you or he and so on. So, έχω can only mean I have. Because the ending, in this case omega, that's the ending, is used only for the first person singular, the I form. So, έχω can only mean I have. In English, however, The form have does not give us any information about the subject. It can mean I have, or you have, or we have, or they have. We don't know. And that's why we need a personal pronoun. So we can have I have, or they have, and so on, depending on who the subject is. But have by itself doesn't mean much. It doesn't give us any information about the subject. Now, let's look at an example of when we would use a personal pronoun in Greek. Έχω ένα μήλο. Έχω ένα μήλο. I have an apple. That's a perfectly correct sentence. You don't need a pronoun in front of the verb because έχω, as we've mentioned, the ending omega shows that it's the first person singular. It's the I form. So, έχω ένα μήλο, that's the correct way to say it. Now, let's say you're talking to your friend and you say, I have an apple. Έχω ένα μήλο. She doesn't have an apple, but she has an ice cream. Instead of just saying, έχω ένα παγωτό, έχω ένα παγωτό means I have an ice cream. But your friend wants to show the difference. She doesn't have an apple, but she has an ice cream. So in that case, she will use a personal pronoun before the verb. So instead of saying έχω ένα παγωτό, she will say εγώ έχω ένα παγωτό. Εγώ is the personal pronoun for the first person singular, the I form. So, εγώ έχω ένα παγωτό. She uses the personal pronoun to emphasize that she doesn't have an apple, but she does have an ice cream. So this basically means the same. It's just that we emphasize the verb. Εγώ έχω ένα παγωτό. So you see the difference. Έχω ένα μήλο. I have an apple. Εγώ έχω ένα παγωτό. I have an ice cream. Okay, so let's summarize what we learned today. First, we learned the two letters gamma and delta. We concentrated on the pronunciation of these two letters because they always seem to give a lot of trouble to students of Greek. And Then we talked about the personal pronoun εγώ, which means I, and when we would use a personal pronoun before a verb in Greek. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Ευχαριστώ. Γεια σας.